Welcome to part 5 of freeing every single slave in Morrowind. The game, that is. Since the last video, we had passed our halfway mark and freed 101 out of the 165 slaves present in the game. Using some simple arithmetics, we can see that there are still 64 individuals on Vardenfell who are still suffering from the malicious practices of slavery. Before starting the video, I'd like to inform everyone watching that I had done this whole run live on Twitch. I've recently reached 100 followers on Twitch, and I'd like to ask y'all to follow me there. I will be performing future videos there. Here's the prologue video explaining the context and rules for the whole run. Now onto the video. I'll start off by visiting Caudus Colonius to buy a copy of ABCs for Barbarians and annotated Anuad and deliver them to Valo Castrasso at the Alderun Mages Guild. I know I left a copy of the first book at Ilmini's house, but I didn't feel like walking all the way back to her house to grab it. Also, I currently have 56,000 gold, so money isn't an issue. While heading my way back to see Ilmini, which I forgot to do while I was in Vivek, I visited Baron Allan and purchased a land deed from him. Oh yeah, since I made it to the rank of kinsman, I decided to get myself a stronghold. Why? I just thought having my own house would be nice. I cast Divine Intervention to Ebonheart to finish some of Sinolian's quest and, god damn it, I accidentally started his Dust Beetle shell quest. This is a quest you'll get from Sinolian if you have Tamriel Rebuilt installed. I initially planned on ignoring this quest, but I later attempted to do it because I felt it was wrong to not do a job I was given. This is easily my least favorite quest in the Imperial Cult because of how difficult it is to obtain Dust Beetle shells. No hate towards the mod. Most Dust Beetles do not come with Dust Beetle shells when you kill them, so you have to be lucky enough to find any in them. He suggests searching in the Armun Ashlands to find some. However, I decided to instead search in the Telvanni Peninsula for them, because I knew that they also existed there. I started off in Firewatch and went heading south, killing every Dust Beetle I saw. Unfortunately, not a single one had a Dust Beetle shell. By the time I ended up in Helnim, I decided to just ditch the quest. Sorry, Sinolian, but I have slaves that need rescuing. When talking to Ulyss for my final quest from him, I got promoted to Oracle, granting me another point of reputation. His final task for us is to collect 1,000 gold the East Empire Company promised to donate to the cult. Technically, I could just give Ulyss 1,000 gold and be done with the quest, but I want to do this quest the way Bethesda intended for us to complete it. Since I'm now an Oracle in the Imperial Cult, I can also start Lalatia Varian's Oracle quest. Her first quest requires us to retrieve a ring from the Cavern of Namu. We'll complete this quest in the next video. While I'm in Ebonheart, I'll speak to Duke Venom Dren to get a construction contract for my stronghold. Back to Ulyss's quest. Cantunian Pontius, the man running the East Empire Company Hall in Ebonheart, reveals to us the reason the company hasn't offered the 1,000 gold it promised to give to the cult yet. The reason is that one of the former employees, a man named Musanin, stole 3,000 gold from the company. If we can get the gold back to the company, Cantunian will give us the 1,000 gold he promised. Since I've already done the Imperial Cult many times in my life, I already know that I need to travel to Sadras Mora. Let's head that way. While I'm in the city, I'll speak to Ingaradel and complete the quest Gateway Ghost. The Gateway Inn is apparently being haunted, and Ingaradel wants us to put an end to this haunting. He had Aurora Uvulis at the Telvanni Council House do some investigating on the matter. Aurora believes the ghost hauntings are the result of a conjuration expert. When we ask him if he knows any conjuration expert, his first thought was Uleni Hilarin at the Wolverine Hall. It turns out she was the one responsible for the hauntings. After asking her to stop the hauntings, she hands me a humorous note announcing the end of the hauntings. I deliver this note to him and he thanks me with a ring and another reputation point. Before leaving Sedgwick Mora, I spoke to Masanin to get the money he stole from the East Empire Company back. He apparently stole the money because he simped for some Dunmer chick. He didn't have all the 3,000 gold he stole, so he gave me 2,500 of the gold in exchange for keeping his whereabouts a secret. Level 16, 5 to strength, 2 to speed, and 1 to luck. After wasting my time trying to get dust beetle shells, I headed to Vivek to buy Progress of Truth for the main quest, and Vampires of Vardenfell Volume 2 for a Mage's Guild quest. While in Vivek, let's report to Ilmini and finish the book quest. We have now reached the prerequisites to finally be able to start the Twin Lamps quest. This means we are now able to free Jasada. Let's return to Cantuni and Pontius to return the 2,500 gold we managed to recover. After returning the gold, he gives us the 1,000 gold he promised to the cult. I return to Euless with the money, finish the quest, and earn yet another point of reputation. I think it's now time to start freeing some more slaves. Though first, I'll stop by a cave named Yasamsi, which is associated with Kay's final quest. That will grant me another reputation point. We'll kill the 4 bandits residing here. For any enchanted items. Grab this amulet from this man's corpse and loot the place. Now let's actually start freeing some slaves. Our first set of slaves for this video is located in Zain Sipilu, a cave between the path of Hlodod and Sadanin, east of the Ode River. No, she's... Oh. With the slave traders dead, let's use the slave key to free the 5 slaves here. Badrashi, Haran, Ajari, Anissa, and Muzra. While returning to Balmora to drop off some slave bracers, I reached level 17. 2 to intelligence, 2 to speed, and of course, 1 to luck. Before we free any more slaves, let's get back to the main quest. Caius wants us to speak with 3 people in Vivek to get information on the 6th house in Naravarin cult, Ulea, Adhiranir, and Mera Milo. Before heading to Vivek though, we'll stop by the cavern of Hasaur and kill Dagoth Fovon. Oh yeah, he's right in here. Yeah, this must be him. Now that he's dead, we can speak to Landris Balal and Rararin Radaris in Balmora and Dralas Gilu in Pelagiad. There's 3 more points of reputation. There's also Drarain Girith in Telarune, but we'll speak to him in the next video. Now we head to Vivek. First, we'll get these goons to stop messing with Hulea. Being in House Allalum allowed me to easily convince them to just let him go. No bloodshed necessary. Once we arrive at Jobasha's bookstore, he tells us that we need to understand the history of the Ashlanders in order to understand more about the Nerevarine cult. We should also know about the persecution of the Nerevarine. He gives us notes that go more into detail. Oh, and we get another point of reputation. Before visiting Adhiranir, I'll stop by the Imperial Cult to drop off some quest items so they don't take up my inventory space. Now we'll visit Adhiranir at the St. Olm's sewers. She won't give us information on the 6th house unless we get rid of a Census and Exodus agent who is searching for her. We tell him that she fled to the mainland, and she thanks us for getting rid of him and tells us the information we want. Apparently the 6th house is participating in smuggling. She doesn't know what they're smuggling because the smugglers are quiet about it. It's probably those ash statues that sometimes appear in crates. Now we'll talk to Maramilo in the Library of Vivek, located in the Hall of Wisdom. She tells us that Nerevar is worshipped as a saint by the temple, but that prophecies of his reincarnation are considered heresy. She fears that she is being watched by the ordinators here in Vivek, so she gives me the code word Amaya, which she will use if she ever gets into trouble. Before returning to Caius, we are going to make a stop at the Dunmer stronghold of Hlormarin to free our next set of slaves. First, we'll drop off the amulet I got from Yasamsi at Okura's house. We'll have to give it to her for Kay's last quest. Anyways, here we are. What's this? The Grand Soul Gem. Over here. Yo, this thing's floating in the air. Oh yeah, interesting fact, that guy's a trainer. This guy is. Here's where the slaves are located, though we'll need the key to free them. Let's use Detect Key to find the key. Oh, the key is right over here. He has it. Wow, it only took one. Let's grab the key and free Mir, Remukius, Shrenji, Nisaba, Shivani, Dreaded Water, and Smart Snake. We'll also kill these 2 orcs down here. They're likely slave traders and we can't risk the possibility of them purchasing any new slaves. Honestly, these people are just as guilty. Well, it's just one insult. Before leaving, we'll head upstairs and free the last two slaves, Savandra and Donara. We are now only 50 slaves away from completing the challenge. Now we return to Balmora, drop off these bracers, and return to Caius to deliver the notes and the information we got. Oh, I forgot I left all this stuff here. Let's bring those back to Raylan. Our next destination is the 6th House Cave, Subdun, southeast of Nisus. In Subdun is Dagoth Draven, and killing him will grant us 3 points of reputation. On my way to Subdun, I made sure to get Hentis his pants back and placed a mark near the Dunmer stronghold of Berendez. I'll need to grab something from here for Valatia's next Oracle quest. We're now here at Subdun. Let's kill Dagoth Draven.
This must be Bavone. Draven. No.
With Draven dead, we can gain a total of 3 reputation points by talking to Indris, Dilmine, and Cole, Verevery, Darathan, and Aldvalathi, and Azzy, Saramilk, and Margon. Now let's recall back to Berendis and grab the Boots of Apostle. Now that I've gotten the boots, I'm going to place a mark here and find a Divine Intervention Scroll. The reason for this is because there's a woman named Amanine, and we'll want to give her a Divine Intervention Scroll. While searching for a scroll, let's finally free Jasada. We'll head to Aldvalathi and speak to Galen Arvil, who will tell us that Jasada is hiding in the Daedric Shrine of Ashalmoia. All we have to do is escort him to Galen's boat without him getting killed. My original plan was for the two of us to just run for the boat, but he died on the way.
God fucking damn it! Can you not get in the fucking way?
We'll tell him to follow us, kill this woman, tell him to wait near the boat, harass the other 2 slave hunters into becoming hostile, kill them, and now he's freed. Fast forward to Alderun. I finally got myself a Divine Intervention Scroll. Let's recall back to Berendis, levitate up to this place, and give this woman the scroll. Doing this granted us another point of reputation. Fuck off, Dagoth. Let me sleep! Level 18. We'll return to the Imperial Cult, drop off the boots, and complete Kay's remaining quest. For his final quest, we'll revisit Okur, give her the amulet, and return to Kay. That's another point of reputation. Our final stop for this video will be the Cave of Zebabi. We'll take a boat to Sadrith Mora and travel our way there by foot.
Why is there a drug in the water?
Here we are, Zebabi. As usual, we'll kill the slave traders residing here. And free the 5 slaves held hostage: Zaraji, Gish, Narog, Mazan, and Chaluriel. We have increased our total number of freed slaves by 20, bringing us to a total of 121. However, we still have 44 who still remain in captivity, though we will have to free them in the next video. Stay tuned for part 6.